And lights are kind of the same way. I love Surefire, but fuck, it's expensive. I say it all the time. It's twice as good, but 4 times as expensive. That might not be in your budget. It's not in mine. I've owned Surefires. They've broken. I've broken all lights. I mean, lights have come a long way.
And in my personal experience, like I've had for stream lights, weapon lights, I've had nothing but bad experiences with them. I've broken them all.
Yeah, and I've had.
I love their like more utility lights. Like I've EDC'd one of their lights for close to a decade now. Right, their utility lights have nothing but good things to say about. But I've had 2 of their dedicated weapon lights, and both of them failed. And they'd fail in the most weird way, where it's something. It has to be a connection issue, where after a few hundred rounds on the rifle, it would randomly decide to turn on and off. Mm-hmm. Like I'd shoot the rifle, and then that would no longer work, and then it would shoot again, and then the light would work again. I've had 2 of them do that. I've actually just got another stream light. I'm going to give them another chance because it's been a few years since I've tried them. I got their new ProTac 2.0, I think it's called. So I'm going to give it another shot, and because I want them to succeed. I want to like them.
I like the ProTac line, but I like 20-some years ago I had an M900 Surefire light, the one that has like the vertical foregrip and it was all built in. And had I mean, that thing was the shit. And at the time, I think it was $600. $600. This is like 22 years ago. Yeah. But that's back before I had kids and shit and a family and bills. And I was just some young single guy that had stupid money to piss away on a rifle.
And probably get $4,000 for that now.
Yeah, I could. Who knows where it went. I sold it a long time ago. But I think it was like 90 lumens. You know, it was a bulb and it was 90 lumens of power, and it drank those fucking little red batteries, those CR123s. That was basically a scam Surefire was pulling everybody. But back then, I would have been the shit. I was the shit because I had that light. But if I had that today, what a complete and total waste. That thing's garbage. Yeah. $600. Are you? It's insane. I had their Raid light, the Surefire Raid, and I think it was $750 was the retail. I got it on sale from a friend for like $400, and in my opinion, it wasn't worth $400. Once again, it loved drinking those CR123 batteries. Oh, it's got IR setting. Okay, great.
Not useful for you.
Unfortunately. I'm not running night vision, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But sure, I'll try it. It's cool. It's worth money. Then I went to sell it because I didn't like it. It was heavy as fuck for no reason and drank batteries. Well, I had a hell of a time selling it. I sold it for $400 to another friend who probably sold it to somebody else. I don't even think they sell the Raid anymore. But when Surefire came out with the Raid, that light was the shit. Mm-hmm. But where'd it go?
Everybody wanted it.
Yeah. Now Mod Light's the new hotness.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. I've seen guys who use them. I've played with the light. I think it's a good light.
Yeah. Reliable, but also very expensive.
Some people like Olight. Yeah, some people like Olight. I'm not impressed. I've heard a lot of horror stories about Olight. I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah.
So I think Mod Light. If the next time I spend like fuck you money on a light, it'll be Mod Light. I T&E'd one from Nightstick. Yeah, Nightstick, which is like a budget brand. So they sent me. I got sent this one, and it was kind of like the Streamlight ProTac. It came with everything. It came with the mount, the pad, all of it, and it was an IR light. And it was really, I was expecting it to be kind of cheap and kind of plasticky, but no, it was solid, aircraft aluminum, blah blah. I mean, you felt like you could beat a man with it, and it had an IR setting. It was cool. It was a great light, and I actually I borrowed some night vision from the city, and I played around with it because I was doing a true T&E. Let's see how big the IR, how well does it work, and loved it. Great light, heavy, really heavy, and because I don't run night vision, it's not worth it for me. So now it sits in my crate of, stuff that I've T&E'd.
Yeah.
So
and the unfortunate part about that too is because if you get an IR head, you typically lose white light output.
Yeah.
So if you have that same light that doesn't have an IR head on it, let's just call it 1,000 lumens, but you get the same light with an IR head. Now you get like 600 lumens of white light output. So if you're not running night vision, you're not going to use it for that purpose. You're just robbing yourself of white light output.
And I forget if that one was rechargeable. I don't think it is. I like rechargeable lights. I think that's the way forward. Why do we not have more rechargeable lights? Phoenix makes discount lights. I love Phoenix lights because they're rechargeable. Like for a hand light, for just a tactical light, I use Phoenix because it's rechargeable. And back when I worked overnights and evening shift, I was burning through so many CR123s. I'm pissing away $20 a month on just these fucking batteries. Yeah. So, or get the rechargeable sticks and they last forever. Mm-hmm. So that's just a practical matter for people who work at night.
Now it seems like everyone, my Surefires, they have rechargeables.
Dual fuel. Now. Yeah.
Yep. And the new that new HLX that I'm gonna hopefully works. Hopefully, but the 2.0, that one's actually really cool. It actually has like a sleeve. I jokingly call it the foreskin. Right, you pull it back, and you can charge it when it's in the light still.
Yeah.
So you don't have to actually unscrew the head and pull the light out. You can just pull it back and charge it right there. It's convenient.
I'm surprised that Phoenix has never come out with a dedicated weapon light.
They've always been utility lights.
They have lights that you can mount. Like, we'll sell you the pressure pad that you can put on our light, and then you just get a mount for it. And then you can use it as a weapon light, which I have, to great success, but they've never had I don't know why they don't bust into the market of like the ProTac, where here's a dedicated weapon light that has everything with it. I think that would serve them well. I kind of got a soft spot in my heart for Phoenix because I've had good luck with them.
Yeah, I've heard of them, and I've heard pretty good things about them. I've never tried one personally.
They're good. I mean, but once again, anecdotal. But
yeah. Talking with lights, I'll be interested to hear your opinion on this. Do you prefer, for lights, do you prefer higher candela or greater flood?
It depends. Like all things tactical, it depends.
Yeah.
On an entry light, I like more flood.
Yeah. Which
is kind of, some people, I like a floodlight that, it's going to have a hot spot. I like having a hot spot on it, but I like having a flood because I like being able to light up that whole room, and self-blinding is a thing. Yeah. Especially in a house that hasn't been redecorated since the 90s or early 2000s, when it was a big deal to put mirrors everywhere in your living room and shit. Or high gloss, black paint. High gloss white will definitely reflect a lot of that shit back at you too. So I know people say there's no such thing as too much light. I really think there is. 800, I know 1,000 is like the new standard, but 800 lumens seems to get the job done for me just fine. Can I work with 1,000? Yeah, I don't care. But there's certainly a limit. I've self-blinded myself. It happens. So for inside work, I prefer more of a flood. If I'm on a rooftop and I might have to do some sort of target ID at range, then I definitely want something that can really reach out and just punch out there, more horsepower, more candela. So, but your options are limited there too, because how much weight do you want to put on the front of that rifle?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're kind of limited in how far are you really going to be making that identification? For me in law enforcement, about a block, So, and there's certainly lights that can go farther than that, but how heavy is the goddamn thing?
Yeah.
So it's a balance.
Yeah, the new HLX, again, it's a 2.0, so it's a little different. I think it's relatively new. 2,000 lumens, really bright. A little over 17,000 candela, so it's pretty floody. Mm-hmm. But the thing is a girthy girl. It's fat. It's like real fat.
Yeah,
and it's pretty heavy too. It's not like absurdly heavy, but it's really fat. It's kind of.
And that was my opinion on profile. that nightstick light I had, the dedicated one. I don't remember what it's called, but it was heavy and it was big and thick and fat. But I thought this would be a great light for a VPO rifle, but I don't see enough performance difference between this and my Streamlight HLX to bother with it.
Yeah,
I don't like the weight.
Yeah,
because that's back when Well, that was before I switched to the lighter barrel, but that gun was already just heavy as fuck. It was north of 10, 11 pounds. I'm like, holy, this thing's it's just a heavy bitch, and there's no way around it. It's because I didn't care. Let's get the heaviest barrel. Let's get the heavy stock to offset the heavy front. We'll put a heavy back. this will work, right? And Vortex Razor, and Vortex doesn't really give a fuck about weight. Vortex is all about weight. So it's the only thing that's even remotely lightweight was like the Geisley mount. That was the only thing that was even remotely lightweight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll do a video on it. I'll talk about it, and people will talk shit in the comments. But
well,
welcome to the internet. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Time for the post-video shameless request for support. If you guys like my content, you want to see more of it, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell. You guys know how YouTube works. Better yet, support my channel. Go to my website, daishotactical.com. There you can find a variety of products that I make myself at my workbench. I make a variety of slings in a bunch of different colors, quite a few different models. I also make shooting bags. Any money spent at the store really does help me moving the channel forward and making more content for you in the future. Thanks for watching.